Welcome to your Extra Shot of Sunrise. Carlos Diaz coming to you live here. And you know what? We are live at Founders Grounds Coffee Company here in Speedway. I tell you what, this has been such a great morning. Julia is back in the studio. Julia, I'm not gonna be able to hear you because for the studio, I'm getting program in my ear. I'm hearing the Today Show, which is great. I love the Today Show. But Julia, I can't hear you, but I know that we have a story with IPS that we're working on right now.
Yes, so I will just take it away. So we're going to start off talking about
No, I can hear you now.
Oh, there we go.
So
okay.
Good. There we
well,
go.
first, good morning to you. Been saying good morning to you all morning long.
Good morning, Julia.
Good morning to you now on Facebook Live. There we go. But I am just going to go ahead and kick it off because we're talking about something that's a talker this morning, the IPS transportation changes that we talked about yesterday, but now we know this is going to affect thousands of students. So parents attended last night's meeting and voiced some concerns over the changes because last night the district did approve that new transportation plan, which will help them save some money. And how they're saving money is because they're going to cut down on the number of bus routes by putting some students on public IndyGo buses while others are going to have to walk. So around 2,000 elementary and middle school students will be walking to school. That's if they live close enough to school to do that. And about 600 high school students will ride the IndyGo bus service. So according to the district, these changes will save them nearly $7 million a year. And of course, rightfully so, many parents are concerned about student safety while they're riding the buses. The district is telling us that city buses do have security cameras on board and also at the stations there. So IndyGo is also employing some off-duty IMPD officers to patrol buses and stops. And IPS police officers are offering support at bus stops near the high schools. So as I talked about, Carlos, a talker this morning, of course, because we're talking about kids' safety. This will be a big change for a lot of these students, and parents are rightfully concerned. No, and I agree. Yeah, I mean, it's a big concern as far as, you know, do you want your child on an IndyGo bus with an adult? You know, and I have a three-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I don't know if they were going to Indianapolis Public Schools whether I'd want that. I understand that we have to save money, but it's a very tough thing to kind of discuss. We got a lot of good mornings this morning. Joyce saying good morning. Sherry was the first one to say good morning. Kev, Lisa, John says absolutely awesome morning. Charlie is there. Andy saying good morning to everybody. My wife Olga is watching. By the way, Olga, if you're watching, good morning, Olga.
This piece of carrot cake is for Olga, is coming home. And by the way, I just want you to know, Julia, that I tried to have some of the baked goods from Founders Grounds Coffee Company come back to the studio, but because of restrictions, you know, because of COVID restrictions, I couldn't do that. And because of my belly, you know, it needed to be fed.
I'll come and pick mine up. Just leave mine, do like a curbside. Just leave mine out. I do want the carrot cake and the oatmeal.
It's all gone.
Gone?
Yeah, it's all gone.
Okay. You know what? You're working with Scott today, right?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have done me like this. I know better. Scott wouldn't have done me like this.
And I know. You thought I was your friend, and you were wrong. No, no. Listen, Julia. I owe you, and I'm gonna get you some fresh pastries. But and just to make it even worse, we're gonna run a package right now where you're gonna see all the fresh pastries. My mouth is watering. I can't even talk. But so, Founders Grounds Coffee Company is in this. It's above Barbecue and Bourbon, which is this amazing place that's been. How long have you guys been here? How long have you guys been here? Is about.
6 years.
6 years. Okay, there we go. So Founders Grounds is going to open up in June. Yeah, exactly. And this place is going to have a little bit of the track involved because, as we found out earlier this morning, there's going to be some spirits in the coffee.
Just a little bit.
So Marcia, there's so many different coffee places out there. What makes Founders Grounds different?
Atmosphere is a main thing for us. We're going for a more relaxed vibe in the room. We're going to sell candles, we're going to sell succulents, we're going to sell pastries, we're going to sell sandwiches, morning breakfast sandwiches, and we will be able to offer coffee cocktails also.
You own the bar downstairs.
Yes.
And so you're going to bring some of the bar into this coffee shop.
Yeah. You can get any type of cocktail you would like. You could get a Mexican coffee.
What is a Mexican coffee?
A Mexican coffee has the Cafe Patron in it. coffee, a little bit of creamer, a little bit of the cocoa creamer, and whipped cream. A Long Island coffee, which a lot of people don't even know exists. It has Bailey's, Kahlua, Frangelico coffee, and it's ice. Screwball, the peanut butter flavored whiskey and coffee, which is fabulous. So whatever your taste is, whatever your choice is, we can add it to the coffee and make it yours.
So if you want a little something extra special in your coffee at 8 a.m., you'll provide
Some
it.
days are hard. Some days you need it.
Why the name Founders Grounds?
The coffee we're getting is coming from the Holman family's division. So they're kind of the founders of the Speedway and the setting for that. Then the grounds, obviously coffee grounds, and we're also going to have an outdoor rooftop dining area.
So you can enjoy your coffee while looking over Speedway.
Over Main Street Speedway, exactly.
I work downstairs during the day, and Marcia has promoted me to being the baker here.
So you're providing the baked goods. Let's go down the list here. First off, these look like cookies, but you're telling me they're breakfast?
It is a breakfast cookie, absolutely. You've got oatmeal raisin.
That's the biggest piece of coffee cake I think I've ever seen right there.
Absolutely, we love to have it big around here. You got a big cup of coffee, you need a big piece of coffee cake to go with it. Blueberry scones, and I absolutely love them because the blueberries will bleed a little bit during the cooking process, and it's sweetened up with a lemon glaze to go right over the top. If you want to try to pretend we're healthy, we'll do a carrot cake instead, but you got the glazed pecan, a cream cheese icing all throughout. For me, this is really big. I really enjoy the fact that I have the opportunity to do this.
The coffee shop's gonna be open all morning. The bar's open all night. When are you gonna sleep?
No one's thought that far ahead, I don't think.
What's the biggest difference between running a coffee shop to running a bar?
Time, I guess.
Are you a morning person?
No.
So you're gonna be drinking a lot of your own coffee?
Yeah.
So they have amazing coffee, they have these awesome pastries, they have candles. This one is record store, okay, Julia? And it smells like a record store. It really smells like an old Karma or, record store, which was popular here in Indianapolis when I was a kid. Then, I love this one, Race Day. This candle actually smells like Race Day. It really, I'm like, I didn't want to smell it at first because I'm like, well, I smelled some Race Days that I didn't want to scent in my house. But it smells like freshly cut grass and like rubber a little bit. And it's really amazing. So these candles are going to be great too. This place is going to open up in June. They wanted to open up in May, of course. Everybody wants to open up in May, but because of COVID, some of the COVID delayed some of the construction. So they're going to be opening up Founders Grounds Coffee here in June in Speedway. It is an amazing place. Come check it out. It's on the second level of right above Barbecue and Bourbon here in Speedway on the main street here. It's great stuff. I've enjoyed everything about this. The coffee is delicious and the pastries is great as well. Now, just down the street from Founders Grounds Coffee Company is a place called Three Sisters in a Trunk. And I love the lady who runs this place. Marie is amazing. She gave me the scoop on why she just changed up her entire shop recently to feature just two colors, black and white. You know why? Because we're in Speedway, and that's the colors of the checkered flag. And she said it made things a lot simpler, and she's making some serious bucks now. Check it out. So you've had this shop for 8 years. When did you go all black and white attire?
I decided last year before the virus hit that I was going to go black and white year round because it made it easier on me. I didn't have to worry about, am I getting the right color? Is this going on? I'm getting older and I want to sit in that corner, so I decided to do all black and white year round.
So it makes things easier. How popular is this shop leading up to the race as far as clothing people for the race?
April and May usually knocks me off the map. It takes care of me all year. They know where they can go to get black and white. They know where to go if they want checkered. Last Saturday I had a woman come in and she says, I knew I could come here and get black and white. And I says, oh, you need some checkered? She says, no, I need some dressy clothes to go to a wedding. And she did find what she wanted here. So it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but it's all black and white. This is one we created for this year. I can create a t-shirt for a group that's going to the Speedway, and they want all kinds of matching shirts. Here is some of our home decor decorating ideas. And then you see we have a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
What response do you get from fans?
I get good response. They call, they're anxious to come in and see what we've got this year. I usually create a couple of t-shirts that you can buy inexpensively and walk around and feel like you're a part of the crowd.
Marie has been part of the crowd for decades in Speedway. She's the widow of former Indy 500 driver Norman Hall. So what's it like being a race car driver's wife?
Well, you have to remember, we are second. A true race car driver loves racing, and then he takes his wife and then the kids. We're never number one.
Well, now Marie is number one with some of the biggest names in Speedway.
Personal friends come in and I ask them to sign my wall. I do actually know all these people. Foyt's on here, Willie T. Ribbs, the Unzers, Sarah Fisher, Lynn St. James.
What's your least expensive attire and what's your most expensive thing?
My t-shirts usually run $20, $25. Most expensive, probably the custom jackets. They can go up to $65. It's really a very reasonable store. I don't have to make a lot of money, and I can sit here in the corner and visit.
Is that your favorite part?
Yes, I think so, yes. I do like to sit there and visit and solve the problems of the world.
It was so great hanging out with her. She's amazing, and she really does just want to sit and visit. She visits with everybody who comes in, so great stuff there. John says, man, Founders Grounds looking like a road trip visit for sure. Mm-hmm. Yep, and Glenn says Founders Ground is on, right there, Main Street, the city of Speedway, and right across from IMS. Just like two blocks from IMS. We walked down to IMS, took us like 3 minutes to get there. So it's just if you've never been to Main Street and Speedway, it really is a must visit, and you can get great nachos at Big Woods down the street. You can get great beer and pizza at Daredevil. You can get great ice cream over at Fun Days. They have a candy shop down here, which is amazing. You have great coffee and pastries here at Founders Grounds Coffee.
I want to eat our way through the town, sounds like.
Yeah, that's basically what you do. And then you go over to California Burger, get some great burgers.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. So Julia, this is your first month of May in Indy. Was this morning kind of like, was it eye-opening for you to say, wow,
yes, because
it really is special?
Absolutely. So I was saying that, of course, I know that last year things were a lot different. So I was explaining to a couple people that this year I'm trying to figure out what is actually tradition, like what is something that happens every year, what are some things that I will not recognize again next year. So we talk about like how, of course, fan capacity is not going to be as many people. So I'm like, I want to see what race day would have looked like, and then like compare it to like what it'll look like this year. We talked about some of the new traditions they're trying to start, like by not having the parade or encouraging people to decorate their homes instead. So it's like it'll be interesting to compare this year's, like, I guess I would call this like Indy 500 light, and then next year to be able to compare.
They have an Indy Lights, series of racing as well. So it is kind of Indy Light. It's a great way to think about it. But yeah, trust me, when you see it next year, and we'll be back at full strength next year, it'll be great. So you're kind of getting, there were no fans, late last summer. Now we're going to have a 40% capacity, and next year be back to 100% capacity. So it's great. Well, I've really had a great time, highlighting Speedway with our local love segment. It's a lot of work, but it really truly is a labor of love because the people of Speedway are great people. So please come here, support local businesses, and support the people of Speedway because they are amazing people. All right. Well, Julia, hey, thank you so much. I know this is not your Friday. You're going to be on, Sunrise Weekend Sunrise.
You can get an extra shot of sunrise tomorrow morning if you wake up with me. There we go. Me and Dustin will be holding it down in studio tomorrow.
I can't make any promises. But I just want to say, by the way, the Grammy-nominated Weekend Sunrise. So, I'm just, excuse me, the Emmy. Grammy.
I was going to say, she doesn't sing very well. I hear her in my ear. She does not sing very well.
Did they get an Oscar too?
Oscars
they got a
as
Tony
well,
Award.
yes.
They got the EGOT.
Pretty much.
No, the Emmy-nominated. How long have I been in TV that I just said that? The Emmy-nominated Weekend Sunrise. Great stuff on record. There we go. Hey, listen. For Julia Brooks, I think I'm Carlos Diaz. Maybe. We'll see you guys Monday here on Extra Shot of Sunrise. Take it easy.
Have a good Friday, guys.